Tune Review Print Speaking to the Blind, celebrating 40 years of audio newspaper production. Welcome to this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast, recorded at the Bishopbriggs Media Centre by our amazing volunteers. You can get in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter or Instagram using @CueNReview. That is @CueNDREVIEW. You can also contact us directly by emailing information@cuenreview.com. That is @CueNDREVIEW.com, or by calling 0141 772 3976. That's 0141 772 3976.
This week's Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald podcast, date the 26th of April 2023, is read to you by Alan, Corey, Hunter and Ian. Help yourself at new Hub. Hub offers free food, clothing and books to those in need. A special Help Yourself Hub with free food, clothing and books has been set up in Kirkintilloch by a local community group in a bid to reduce waste and support people during the cost of living crisis. Strathkelvin and Bearsdale NSP Rona Mackay praised Group Recovery Aftercare Community Enterprise, GRACE, for their wonderful initiative at the official launch of the hub at Hillhead Community Centre last week. The hub includes a community fridge stocked with fresh fruit and vegetables, as well as ready-made meals and other items close to their best before date. Several branches of the Co-op, Tesco and Asda have already signed up to the innovative scheme, and Grace volunteers regularly add stock to the fridge on a daily basis. The hub also includes brand new end-of-line clothing for ladies, men and children, and there is a stock of toiletries and books. Grace founder Robert Smith is keen to emphasise that the hub is more than just free food. It is to help prevent the stock from going to landfill. Local SNP MSP Rona Mackay, who was joined by East Dunbartonshire Council leader Gordon Lowe at the special launch event, said, "Robert and his team have done the local community proud once again. This is a wonderful initiative and will be of great benefit to the environment, as well as providing support for local people during this cost of living crisis." Robert added, "Although this is a change to our core service of supporting people with mental health, addiction and life traumas, we just had to do something to help people struggling at the moment. The important thing to remember is the Grace Help Yourself Hub is more than just about helping yourself, it's also about helping the planet." Any companies who wish to contribute should contact Grace at the centre or call 07401 797 876. Volunteers are on hand Monday to Friday from 10am to 2pm, but local residents can take what they need at any time. Please bring your own bag. Rona Mackay MSP is pictured with Council Leader Gordon Lowe, Grace founder Robert Smith, and Grace volunteer David Conlon at the hub launch. And that article was read by me, Ian McKenna. This week in history. April 26, 1957, the BBC TV series The Sky at Night, presented by Patrick Moore, was first screened. On this day last year, hundreds of people flooded the streets of a Cornish town to pay their respects to the late DD veteran Harry Billage. April 27th, 1968, abortion was legalised in Britain. April 28th, 1945, Benito Mussolini and his mistress Claretta Picacci were executed by Italian partisans and their bodies hung in a square in Milan. On this day last year, Davina McCall said that raising awareness of the menopause had given her purpose at this stage of her life. April 29th, 1980, film director Alfred Hitchcock, the master of suspense, died aged 80. April 30th, 1975, the Vietnam War ended when the South Vietnam government surrendered to North Vietnam. Fighting had continued despite the signing of peace treaties in 1973. On this day last year, Bamborough, a tiny village in the Northumberland coast, topped a ranking of Britain's best seaside resorts for the second year in a row. May the 1st, 1945, Nazi propaganda chief Joseph Goebbels committed suicide in his bunker. Under the boardwalk. Lenzie Moss is home to a new and improved boardwalk empire and path network that will provide better access for all visitors to the popular nature reserve. The walkway has been completely revamped as part of a project funded by East Dunbartonshire Council's Cycling, Walking and Safer Routes allocation from Transport Scotland and Strathclyde Partnership for Transport, SPT. The new boardwalk, which replaces the original walkway that was installed in 2005, will make it easier and safer to access the moss for all people of all ages and abilities. It forms part of a circular route around the moss, which is home to numerous birds and wildlife, and is designed to protect the valuable habitats beneath it. 2 sections of the existing paths, covering approximately 1,350 metres, were also upgraded as part of the project. The first section covers the path from the entrance of Heather Drive and linked with the main path that runs to Blackthorn Grove. The second section runs from the entrance to Lenzie Railway Station car park along the northern boundary of the railway line to the boardwalk. Councillor Paul Ferretti, convener of Place, Neighbourhood and Corporate Assets, said, "Lenzie Moss is much loved by local people and visitors alike who flock here to enjoy its natural surroundings. The new boardwalk and path networks are fantastic and will ensure that future generations can continue to enjoy this local treasure, which is teeming with wildlife. I'd like to thank residents and visitors for their patience and understanding as we upgraded this popular pathway, and I'm sure they'll agree that the end results have been worth the wait." Paul Dudman, chairperson of Friends of Lenzie Moss, said, "Friends of Lenzie Moss are glad to see the new boardwalk now in place. We were consulted on the design and I must say it looks fantastic. We are also happy to have improved paths that, while wider, have managed to maintain the rural feel appropriate to the local nature reserve. We would like to thank the Council for managing to deliver this project in what must be challenging financial times."
Campsie Mayfest as recorded by Hunter MacDonald. Campsie Festival Association is again promoting a Young Folk on Stage concert as part of Campsie Mayfest. This will take place in the fine Milton of Campsie Village Hall at 2:30 p.m. on Sunday, May the 14th. There will be performances by instrumentalists, singers and dancers between the ages of 5 and 18 years of age. Performers and teachers, please note that arrangements should be made by contacting the event organiser Michael Boyle on 01360 310 996. As always, this event is free and fair trade refreshments are provided at the interval. The organisers have expressed thanks to Milton of Campsie Village Hall Trust and the Co-op Community Fund for their continuing support. For general Campsie Fest information, visit www.campsiefest.org.uk or call 01360 311 944.
Charity launches van appeal. Homelessness charity Emmaus Glasgow has launched an appeal for help to fund new energy efficient vans. The majority of the charity's income is generated in their social enterprise, which sells donated furniture and household items. The vans are an essential part of the charity's operations, collecting donations and delivering sold items to and from their Glasgow-based charity shops. Their current fleet of vans are aged between 8 and 11 years old and do not meet the requirements to comply with the city's low emission zone, which comes into effect on June 1st. The charity could be facing a charge of £85 per day to be able to operate its services as normal. Richard Allwood, director of Emmaus Glasgow, said, "Our vans are an essential part of our operation, enabling us to collect and deliver the items that we need to support our companions and run our shops. We also run a weekly soup kitchen, and the vans are crucial to transporting the food into the city centre to help Glasgow's homeless and vulnerable community. Every donation, no matter how big or small, will make a real difference to our charity and the people we support. The charity has set up a GoFundMe page and is aiming to raise £20,000 to allow them to replace their current fleet of vans with a standard that complies with the Euro 6 emission standards. To donate to the cause, please visit www.gofundme.com/f/help-keep-us-on-the-vulnerable. That's www.gofundme.com/f/help-keep-us-on-the-vulnerable.
MSP welcomes scrapping of peak time rail fares. Local MSP Rona Mackay has welcomed news that peak time rail fares will be scrapped on ScotRail services for 6 months from October. Last Tuesday, First Minister Hamza Yousaf announced the timescale for the pilot programme as he set out the priorities for his government and Parliament. For train passengers in East Dunbartonshire, this pilot will make travelling around Scotland more affordable and accessible. The Scottish Government's commitment to active travel will also see increased investment to develop more places where people can walk, wheel and cycle safely for day-to-day journeys. Commenting, Strathkelvin and Bearsden MSP Rona Mackay said, "People in my constituency will benefit directly from these significant price cuts to peak rail fares, which couldn't have come at a more needed time. From expanding free bus travel to under 22-year-olds, to putting money straight back into people's pockets with reduced rail fares, the SNP is helping people where it matters and making real changes to support people financially." While the Westminster Government sits in its hands in the midst of the damaging Brexit and a cost of living crisis of its own making, First Minister Hamza Yousaf has shown once again the SNP is the only party who puts the needs of the Scottish households first. Mr Yousaf said he wanted to make Scotland's public transport system more accessible, available and affordable.
Van heads to Ukraine. A big van, which was used in the redevelopment of a financial firm's offices and is now surplus to requirements, is currently making its way to Ukraine. Bishopbriggs firm Synergy Financial Planning has spent the past year redeveloping its office. In order to facilitate client meetings during this time, the company purchased a big van and parked it in the courtyard out front. The interior was in need of a major makeover, but once repanelled and decorated, it was good to go. With the office now complete, the van had served its purpose, but rather than sell it, the firm was keen to see if it could donate it to a good cause. Commenting on the big van, senior financial planner Craig Mascando said it had an internal generator along with a standalone external generator and a wheelchair stair lift. To cut a long story short, the van was picked up last week and is now making its way to Ukraine, where it will be put to very good use. Our office will have been a talking point for local residents and those visiting the Strathkelvin Retail Park, as we've now created an off-the-grid, eco-styled office. Coupled with this, we will have been one of the very first financial planning firms in Scotland to be awarded B Corp certification. This is a global designation that proves that a business is meeting high standards of verified performance, accountability and transparency on various factors including sustainability, social responsibility and charitable giving. This is a highly valued badge that shows we're a progressive, forward-thinking business that meets the highest standards of social and environmental considerations, he added.
Image released by police. Police Scotland has released an image of a man they believe may hold information which might assist in relation to an incident of culpable and reckless conduct which occurred at the Celtic v Rangers football match on Ibrox on Monday, January the 2nd. The man is described as being aged mid to late 40s with short, dark brown hair. He was wearing a blue Stone Island jacket, black leather gloves and a check scarf around his neck. Police Constable Daniel Brady, Greater Glasgow Division said, "We would urge this male or anyone who knows him to please make contact with us. I would also ask anyone who witnessed what happened or anyone with information relating to the incident to please speak to officers via 101, quoting reference 0922 of the 2nd of January 2023. Alternatively, information can be passed to anonymously to the charity Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111. Infirmary is among the best in Scotland. Glasgow Royal Infirmary has been named as one of Newsweek's top 100 UK hospitals. The famous hospital, situated just on the edge of Glasgow city centre, has more than 5,000 employees and plays a pivotal role in providing healthcare to the residents of Glasgow and the surrounding areas. Newsweek's top 100 hospitals recognise the best hospitals on a global scale across 28 different countries and focuses on a number of factors, including patient outcomes, quality of care, and access to health services. The GRI has moved up 4 rankings to number 26 in the UK from 30th place last year and is the highest ranked hospital in Scotland. Commenting on the news, Neil McCallum, NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde's North Sector Director, said, "I am delighted that the GRI has once again been recognised in these international rankings. It is testament to the dedication and hard work of all of our staff at the hospital and the way they consistently go above and beyond to provide exceptional care for our patients. We are all committed to providing world-class healthcare across the North Sector, and this award is a fabulous endorsement of our ongoing efforts to ensure we are meeting the needs of our patients and their families. Our hospital is steeped in history, and to be ranked within the top 30 hospitals in the UK for 2 consecutive years further enhances our reputation as a world-class facility. I would like to express my uttermost appreciation to all of our staff who make the hospital thrive and a fantastic place to work." John Carson, North Sector Chief Nurse, added, "Our teams throughout the hospital work tirelessly to ensure the best possible patient care, and they should be proud to receive such a prestigious award. The GRI is more than just a hospital, and the teams and individuals have created a hugely positive culture that has rightly been recognised." Glasgow Royal Infirmary, GRI, is a large teaching hospital. With a capacity of around 1,000 beds, the hospital campus covers an area of around 8 hectares, 20 acres, and straddles the Townhead and Denison districts on the northeastern fringe of the city centre. It was originally opened in 1794.
Smashing deal. People of all ages are being offered the chance to net a smashing deal, have fun and get fit into the bargain. East Dunbartonshire Leisure and Culture Trust is inviting people to raise a racket as part of a spring tennis promotion. During April and May you can hire a tennis court at either Hunters Hill Sports Hub in Bishopbriggs or Kirkintilloch Leisure Centre for just £6 an hour. It's a chance to try your hand at a new activity or get back into the swing with first-class facilities and free equipment hire if required. The offer is available until May the 31st. Please check with the venues for availability and to book. Call Hunters Hill Sports Hub on 0141 777 3061 or Kirkintilloch Leisure Centre on 0141 578 8222. Please note this offer does not apply to coached sessions.
Step into a new home. Award-winning home builder Cala Homes West launched 2 brand new show homes with its stunning Herald Rise development in Steps at the weekend. The brand new 5-bedroom Evan house type will make its debut at the North Lanarkshire development at a special launch event on Saturday and Sunday, alongside the popular Lewis home style, with both homes set to highlight the high quality that Cala Homes West is known for. Prospective purchasers got the opportunity to, across the launch weekend, to take a tour of both show homes, enjoy fizz and nibbles and discuss floor plans, specifications and timescales with Cala's expert sales team. The first to launch in the West, the Avon House style is a 5-bedroom family home with additional study room which spans across 2.5 stories, providing the perfect space for growing families and those looking to upsize their home. Buyers will discover a spacious lounge and large kitchen and dining space, complete with designer kitchen, integrated appliances and bifolding doors which open out into a stunning patio and private garden. A separate utility room, garage and plenty of storage throughout completes the ground floor. Meanwhile, the Lewis homestyle offers a 2-floor family home with a spacious ground floor kitchen, family area and conjoining living space that provides the perfect place to entertain friends and family alike. This level also includes a formal lounge, separate dining room, utility room and large garage providing ample storage space suited to the range of prospective buyers. Leanna Canavan, Sales and Marketing Director at Cala Homes West, said, "This development has lots to offer and we are delighted that so many buyers have already chosen to start their new lives here. Steps is the perfect location for any prospective buyer who wants to experience rural living while having the city on your doorstep, and with a host of local amenities, schools and green spaces just a stone's throw away, we're confident these new show homes will demonstrate how fantastic this area really is." For more information, check out their website www.cala.co.uk. Glasgow Hospice, Beauty with a Conscience. Glasgow's hospice is set to break new ground once more by bringing professional beauty treatments right into the heart of Bellahouston Park. For 5 years, the Prince and Princess of Wales Hospice has been operating Scotland's unique award-winning beauty salon in Battlefield, where all profits directly support patient care at the hospice. First established at the end of 2018, the salon also works in partnership with the local campus of Glasgow Clyde College, with beauty students carrying out meaningful work experience in a real-life environment. Beauty with a Conscience has been gaining a reputation for providing high-quality, professional and ethical treatments to a growing client base. Now the salon is expanding its service to a second site in the Prince and Princess of Wales Hospice building in Bellahouston Park. Helping to launch the new salon is Scottish celebrity and hospice ambassador Carol Smiley. Carol said, "The hospice is very dear to my heart. I've seen firsthand the incredible difference hospice care offers patients and their families. But as a charity which needs to fundraise more than £3 million each year just to keep their doors open, they have to be innovative on how they raise funds. And I can think of no better way than Beauty with a Conscience. It's such a great concept. Enjoy your favourite treatments in the knowledge that you are helping support a worthy cause. Look good and do good at the same time. Book in and give it a try." Chief Executive of the Prince and Princess of Wales Hospice, Rona Bailey, said, "We're excited to offer an exceptional service from our spa facilities at the hospice, which in turn brings income into the hospice. It costs approximately £12,000 a day to run our service, and we are determined to continue finding new ways of raising these vital funds. Our public cafe, Barca Cree, has proved a hit with our local community, and we're sure we'll be welcoming even more new people to the hospice soon." Beauty with a Conscience therapist, Shabana Ahmed, has worked in the Battlefield salon for almost 5 years. She says, "As a mother of a young adult who uses the services of the hospice, working in the salon means a lot to me, as all the profits go to the hospice." Barbara Stewart, 76, from Cardonald, has been a customer of the Battlefield salon since just after it opened in 2019. She said, "My friend is currently being cared for in hospice. She was diagnosed with a terminal condition some years ago. At that time, I would accompany her to the Living Well Hub at the hospice, where both she and I were fully supported. The whole setup at the hospice is just fantastic, and it's helped me so much as well as helping my friend." The salon at Bellahouston Park operates on a Wednesday, Friday and Sunday from 11 AM to 6 PM. You can book an appointment at www.beautywithaconscience.co.uk. Radio Triumphs. Glasgow's Hospital Broadcasting Service, HBS, which provides entertainment to patients across NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde, NHS GGC, hospitals, has triumphed yet again at the National Hospital Radio Awards. Fighting off tough competition, 2 presenters were recognised for their contributions, with Robert Craw taking silver for the Specialist Music Programme Award, and Emily Page taking home the silver for the Best Newcomer. The volunteer-run service, which recently celebrated its 50th year on the airwaves in Glasgow, has long been a feature of the patient experience within NHS GGC. HBS volunteers can often be seen in awards taking song requests.
LGBT Charter Award success for schools. Discriminatory behaviour is not and should never be an inevitable part of school life or a necessary part of growing up. And that is why East Dunbartonshire Council is supporting its schools to achieve LGBT Charter Awards in partnership with LGBT Youth Scotland. Bearsden Academy, Bishopbriggs Academy, Beauclair Academy, Douglas Academy, Kirkintilloch High School, Lenzie Academy and Mertland School have all achieved the Charter Award. 4 of the schools have achieved silver level and 3 at bronze level. The LGBT Charter Awards programme began in East Dunbartonshire in December 2020. Over the past 2 years, LGBT Youth Scotland has supported pupils and staff to undertake training and review policies, practice and resources to make sure that legislative needs are met and an inclusive approach is embedded. Commenting on the award's success, convener of the Education Committee, Councillor Linda Williamson, said, "The Council is committed to providing a safe and supportive environment for all children and young people in our educational establishments. We want to promote a culture where discrimination is recognised as being unacceptable. Achieving this Charter Award is a major step towards embedding those principles so that all students feel supported." A report to the Council's Education Committee contains statistics from Life in Scotland for LGBT Young People, Donnell, Anderson and McDonnell, 2018. Data showed that 9% of LGBT young people and 27% of transgender young people left education as a result of homophobia, biphobia or transphobia in the learning environment. Some 63% of LGBT young people who experienced bullying said it had a negative impact on educational attainment. Councillor Williamson added, "I'd like to congratulate our schools on the success to date and thank them for their commitment to the Charter Awards programme. Being awarded the LGBT Charter enables the schools to send a positive message with confidence that LGBTQ+ staff and learners will be safe, supported and included." Prestige role on Top Scots Consortium. An NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde consultant has been named as the new Scottish Medicines Consortium Chair this week. Dr Scott Muir, who is a consultant physician at the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital in Glasgow and clinical pharmacologist, will lead the SMC until 2026. He has taken over from previous chair Mark McGregor. The SMC is the national advisory body on the clinical and cost effectiveness of new medicines for NHS Scotland. Each month, the organisation provides vital advice on proposed medicines, including reviewing and providing early access to medicines for rare diseases. Dr Muir, who until recently served on the SMC's New Drugs Committee, said, "I'm honoured to be taking on this new role. I'm looking forward to the new challenge ahead. As a consultant, I work closely with patients every day. The key strength of the SMC is its dedicated team of professionals and patient group partners. They ensure that the patient perspective is at the heart of everything we aim to do." During his career, Dr Muir has run clinical trials on cardiovascular medicine. Since 2018, he has worked as the chair of the Area Drugs and Therapeutics Committee, which makes local decisions on medicines. As part Healthcare Improvement Scotland, the SMC's committee is made up of NHS board representatives, clinicians, pharmacists, members of the public and the pharmaceutical industry. Dr Muir added, "At SMC, we're looking to provide the best possible advice on clinical and cost effectiveness for every new licensed medicine. As a team, I hope we're able to build on the work of the previous chair and that we can continue to provide the very best advice on new medicines for the people of Scotland." NHS GGC Medical Director Jennifer Armstrong welcomed the appointment, saying, "We're delighted to hear that Scott has been named as the new chair of the SMC. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate him on this achievement. On behalf of his NHS GGC's colleagues, I would like to wish Scott every success in his new role."
art show on boat. Fans of Loch Lomond will be interested to know that the Maid of the Loch is staging its very own art exhibition, celebrating all waterways with the works of some specially selected artists. The Life Aquatic has been curated by programme manager Charlie Summers of the Loch Lomond Steamship Company. A specially selected group of artists ranging from Scottish masters and contemporaries to new graduates and local makers were invited to explore the theme of water. The Royal Yacht Britannia has loaned its magnificent painting of the vessel by James Watt RGI, and it takes centre stage in the exhibition. The exhibition continues until later October. The entry is £4 and most works are for sale. Some 20% of the sale proceeds will go towards the restoration of the Maid of the Loch.
Family announcements. Deaths. Neville Grant. Peacefully at Glasgow Royal Infirmary on April 14th, 2023, surrounded by his family. Beloved husband of Aileen, a much-loved dad of David and Richard, a much-adored grandpa and father-in-law. Funeral service will take place on Thursday, May 4th, 2023, at Daldowie Crematorium for 1:45 p.m. Family flowers only. Donations, if desired, to Parkinson's UK.
Dementia Centre is the first of its kind in the UK. Report by Julie Curry. Alzheimer's Scotland has officially opened the UK's first dedicated outdoor dementia resource. The new centre will enable people with dementia, their families and carers, to experience the mental and physical benefits of spending time outdoors. Part of the Heritage Horizons Cairngorms 2030 programme, the project is supported by the National Lottery Heritage Fund, thanks to lottery players. The opening of the centre at Alzheimer's Scotland's base at Badagish, near Aviemore, was attended by the centre's participants, their families and carers, and project partners. Gillian Council, the charity's associate executive lead for localities, said, "We are delighted to officially open the Outdoor Dementia Resource Centre. It was wonderful to have so many of our participants there. People with dementia can really benefit from engaging with nature. The centre is the first in the UK and supports people with dementia, their families and caregivers to have enriching outdoor experiences. Anyone can get in touch with us and get support, and we look forward to welcoming people from across the country in the coming weeks and months. Anyone living with dementia, as well as their families and carers, is welcome to participate in the centre's programme of outdoor activities. They can self-refer, making access to participation a quick and easy process. Some of the activities include gardening, walking, outdoor learning and cycling." Grant Moir, Cambridge National Park Authority Chief Executive, said, "The centre is a truly inspiring place that will make a huge difference to the people and communities of the national park. The service it offers will contribute to making this a park where everyone is welcome, no matter their background or circumstances. The project and what it delivers is an important part of the Cairngorms 2030 programme and its group of health and wellbeing projects. I'm proud that this first-of-a-kind centre has been opened here. To learn more about the centre's programme of activities and how you or your loved one can get involved, visit the Alzheimer's Scotland website at www.alzscot.org. This week's Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald letters page. Let's talk. Please send your letters via email to kirkyherald@jnscotland.co.uk. That many true cross shards hard to swallow? Sir, the religious pomp and ceremony planned for the coronation on May the 6th is bad enough, but now we hear that 2 shards of the true cross, is it a false cross, will be carried in the Cross of Wales that will lead the coronation procession. The shards have been given to the King by Pope Francis. Can he spare them, or has he got a lot of them? John Calvin pointed out that if all the extant fragments of the true cross were put together, they would fill a large ship, an objection regarded as invalid by some Roman Catholic theologians, who claimed that the blood of Christ gave the true cross a kind of material indestructibility, so that it could be divided indefinitely without being diminished. Such beliefs resulted in the multiplication of relics of the true cross wherever Christianity expanded in medieval times, and fragments were deposited in most of the great cities and in many abbeys. Reliquaries designed to hold the fragments likewise multiplied, and some such precious objects survive. Tradition has it that fragments were found by St. Helena, mother of Constantine the Great, during her pilgrimage to the Holy Land about 326. The idea that any part of Jesus' cross would be found 293 years after use is of course ludicrous. It's a triumph of superstition over common sense, and only adds to the inappropriate religious aspects of the coronation. A secular UK would have neither a monarch nor religious interference in state affairs. Yours, etc., Stuart Campbell, by email. Nobel Prize beckons for Marie. Sir, Marie Goujon, the SNP's Rural Affairs honcho, is to be applauded for her optimism that under her care, Scotland will lead the world in climate-friendly, regenerative as opposed to traditional degenerative farming. If she can regenerate the necessary soil health that so efficiently absorbs unwanted CO2 by weaning our farmers off their bad habits of ploughing, leaving soil bare over winter, using artificials such as fertilisers, pesticides and herbicides, and instead restoring hedgerows and judicious plantations, that will win her the world's admiration and thanks. If, further, she is able to ensure that all human and animal sewage is valued by appropriately treating and applying it to farmlands, her stock will rise even higher. But if she can remove every sheep, thus allowing her bare hillsides to once again grow thick with valuable carbon-absorbing timber, and make the air free of the creature's climate-harming exhaust, Marie will merit a Nobel Prize and even a statue in George Square. I'm sure that most of us would like to see all that in action, and so, as Marie tells us that many farmers are already leading the way, perhaps she would be kind enough to mention a few. I know of none. Yours, etc., Tim Flynn, by email. Basic level of annual disclosure. Sir, there have been, over the last few weeks, relentless demands from Scottish Conservative and Labour politicians that another political party, the SNP, should meet very high standards of transparency and accountability. There must be an end to secrecy. It is loudly declared that the Scottish public has a right to know. No doubt these demands must stand on their own as proper and reasonable. Otherwise, they might just be seen as shameless efforts to exploit or even influence an active police investigation. Broadly, there are three consistent demands for information, current and historical: membership numbers, income and expenditure, and audit. On these, not a single word, a figure or a link exists on the websites of the Scottish Labour or the Scottish Conservatives. Likewise on the UK websites. There must be many other Scottish citizens and voters who, like me, have long wanted to know about the Scottish membership of these parties, how they are funded and by whom, especially the part played by trade unions, businesses, wealthy individuals and foreign-linked donors. As to audit, it is not clear whether these Scottish parties are distinct financial entities required to produce audited accounts. Scottish Labour is an autonomous section of the UK party, whatever that means. If some political parties continue to hide basic information about membership and finances from the Scottish public, surely our Parliament must legislate for a basic level of annual disclosure applying to every party represented at Holyrood. Yours, etc., Robert Farquharson, address supplied. Reader's Charter. This newspaper is built on a tradition of accuracy and fairness, giving you the information you need to understand our world, holding power to account and exposing injustice. Our trusted brand means we're the only place where you can read and participate in honest debates. We are committed to giving a voice to those who struggle to be heard, as well as those whose profession is crafting an argument. Our Reader's Charter spells out our commitment to you. You can read the Charter online at Kirky Herald at gnscotland.co.uk. Keep the promise to Scottish children. Transforming the care system to meet the needs of vulnerable infants is the focus of a new report published by the children's charity NSPCC Scotland. The hashtag Keeping the Promise to Infants 0 to 3 Years report identifies practical changes that can be made to prioritise the voice and needs of infants and as a resource for local authorities, health and social care partnerships, and other organisations working to improve support for children and families. It is a response to Scotland's Independent Care Review 2020 report, The Promise, which set out its vision for transforming the care system for children. The Scottish Government made a pledge that the whole country would keep the promise by 2030, and a wide range of statutory and third sector organisations signed up as promise keepers. The new Minister for Children and Young People, Natalie Dawn, has keeping the promise in her portfolio of responsibilities. Joanne Smith, NSPCC Scotland Policy and Public Affairs Manager, said, "Despite the youngest children in Scotland being the most vulnerable to harm, the birth to 3 years age group can often be overlooked. It's been called the baby blind spot. Our report is about making sure that infants are at the heart of efforts to improve support for families and the redesign of services to keep the promise. To do this, it is crucial that the workforce has the resources and is supported to meaningfully understand the voice of infants. It requires persistence and time to support parents and manage risk effectively. In addition, greater efforts are needed by all levels of government to bolster families against poverty, improve their living conditions, and tackle the underlying causes of inequality." Fiona McFarlane, Head of Public Affairs at the Promise Scotland, has welcomed the report. She said, "The Independent Care Review was clear that Scotland must really listen and respond to the voices of babies, infants and young children. Trusted adults who interpret their voices must do so with care and consideration. This is particularly significant in the context of the children's hearing system. The Hearing System Working Group, which will report next month, has carefully engaged with the rights and needs of babies and infants. The hashtag Keeping the Promise to Infants 0 to 3 years report is a valuable part of delivering change and should be considered by as many individuals and organisations in Scotland as possible. NSPCC Scotland has made an important contribution to supporting the change needed to hashtag Keep the Promise for our babies and infants. The NSPCC Scotland report reveals the vulnerability of very young children, with the risk of homicide for infants under 1 in Scotland 10 times greater than for older children. In addition, 25% of all children who receive child protection orders are less than 20 days old, and infants under 12 months old account for 1 in 5 of all children who become looked after away from home. If you have concerns about a child's well-being, please call the NSPCC helpline on 0800 800 5000. That's 0800 800 5000. Or email help@nspcc.org.uk.
Self-Harm Support Service launched. Self-Harm Network Scotland has launched a new online self-harm support service for people aged 12 years and over across Scotland. The new online service is in addition to its 3 existing locality-based services, which recently opened up in Dundee, Glasgow and the Highlands and Islands. People can visit the online service at https://selfharm-networkscotland.org.uk. Funded by the Scottish Government, the SHNS service is operated by Penumbra Mental Health, a charity which provides dedicated services for people with mild to serious enduring mental ill health. People who experience self-harm will be able to access support via the portal and receive a response within 24 hours of the team receiving their details. From there, the team will provide and/or connect people to the most suitable ongoing support. Furthermore, the portal was created to provide recovery-focused support, tools and information that anyone can access to enable people to support themselves and others. This includes sections for those who self-harm, people supporting someone who self-harms, and professionals working in the field. Shona McBain, Senior Practitioner for the service, said, "We want to break the stigma around self-harm by offering this online resource to both family, friends and professionals working with someone who self-harms. We hope to give people the confidence to start talking about it. Self-harm isn't something we should fear, but something we can better understand in order to support ourselves, loved ones and co-workers. Can you help spot rattie in waterways? Volunteers across Scotland are being asked to help save one of Britain's fastest declining mammals by taking part in a water vole survey. The nationwide survey, which runs until June the 15th, is conducted by wildlife charity People's Trust for Endangered Species, PTES. It requires volunteers to visit a local waterway and record their findings online at www.ptes.org/watervoles. The survey is part of PTES National Water Vole Monitoring Programme, which was set up in 2015 to try to combat the decline in water vole populations. Water voles underwent one of the most serious declines of any wild mammal in Britain during the 20th century, but with the help of volunteers, it is hoped their fate can be turned around. Emily Sabin, PTES water vole officer, said, "Arguably the best known water vole is Ratty from The Wind in the Willows, yet despite its prominence, water voles continue to experience an ongoing decline, are listed as endangered on the Red List for Britain's mammals, and are now facing extinction in Britain thanks to historical agricultural intensification, habitat loss and fragmentation, and predation from non-native American mink." We're asking volunteers to find the nearest waterway and report any sightings of water voles, signing or signs of American mink. Last year, 216 sites were surveyed, with 85 showing signs of water voles. We really hope even more people can take part this year to help us further understand how water voles are faring. PTES is offering free online training and Zoom talks so people can find out more. To sign up, visit www.ptes.org/watervoles.
Iconic poppy is now plastic free. Poppy Scotland's iconic Remembrance poppy has been given a makeover and will now be completely plastic free and able to be recycled. Available for this year's Scottish Poppy Appeal from October, it is made completely from paper and no longer have single-use plastic stem or centre, so it can easily be recycled in ordinary household recycling collections. Along with sister charity, the Royal British Legion, Poppy Scotland has been developing the plastic-free poppy for the last 3 years in collaboration with expert partners. The aim was to reduce the use of single-use plastic and be sustainable and less impactful to the environment. The charity, which supports thousands of armed forces personnel, veterans and their families every year on issues including homelessness, financial support and mental health, hopes it will encourage more people than ever to support the Scottish Poppy Appeal in October and November. Gordon Mitchie, Poppy Scotland Head of Fundraising and Learning, said, "We are so proud to unveil our plastic-free poppy, which is completely recyclable. We hope this will encourage more people than ever to take part in this year's Scottish Poppy Appeal and show support to our armed forces community. After years of work in collaboration with our partners designing a new poppy, creating new paper and machinery and road testing it for durability and colour fastness, we have been able to eliminate single-use plastic and create a poppy that is an enduring symbol of respect and remembrance, as well as being more planet-friendly. We'd like to encourage everyone to get a poppy this year when they become available. The money raised will allow us to provide expert advice and guidance to support the armed forces community across a wide range of issues. The new poppy design features the iconic 4-petal poppy with a black centre embossed with Poppy Appeal. It can be fastened with a pin in the stem. A stick-on version is also available. It's the biggest change to its design since 1995. The plastic-free poppy will be available alongside remaining stocks of the current poppy to reduce any waste of poppies already produced.
Ensuring pets a fair share of food. An alliance of national animal charities has joined forces with Fair Share to help owners in need feed their hungry pets in the face of the cost of living crisis. Dogs Trust RSPCA Battersea and Catch Protection are working together with industry body UK Pet Food to secure food from pet food manufacturers, which is then distributed all over the UK through Fair Share, the country's largest charity fighting hunger and food waste. This initiative has been made possible thanks to Pet Insurer Pet Plan, covering the cost of distributing food to pets in need. The Alliance redistributes pet food to Fair Share's network of 9,500 charities which, as well as providing food banks, also provide wraparound services that help tackle poverty. To date, the programme has received 43,621 kilograms of pet food, the equivalent of over 304,000 meals for pets.
District News General, 26th of April 2023. Luke Longlegs is a lovely lad. Luke Longlegs, a 5-year-old lurcher on the lookout for his forever home. He's a fun-loving lad who is friendly with everyone he meets. Luke Longlegs is looking to be the only pet in the home and could live with children aged 10 or older. He is a laid-back boy who loves to find a cosy spot to snuggle up in. Luke Longlegs is looking for owners who are at home and who have owned dogs before. He travels well in the car and he likes to walk in quieter areas as he can be uncomfortable around other dogs. Luke Longlegs would really love a garden where he can show off all of his tricks. He is always eager to please, especially when a tasty treat is on the go. Luke Longlegs is a sweetheart who will make a loving, loyal friend for life. If you can give Luke Longlegs a home, please call 01506 873 459. Charity. Stagecoach Charity Partnerships, providing supports for charity. Stagecoach, the UK's largest bus and coach operator, has announced that it will continue its partnerships with its 2022 national charities for another financial year. As part of the operator's ongoing approach to support the communities it serves, the 4 chosen charities, as well as smaller local community charities, will receive 0.5% of its pre-tax profits for the year. Last year, Stagecoach introduced its Giving for Good committee, and after a rigorous policy and decision-making process, which included asking 24,000 employees to vote on their preferred charity, Stagecoach has named its national charity partners as Missing People, a national charity that offers support to missing children and adults and their loved ones. The Trussell Trust, who support a nationwide network of food bank centres to provide emergency food and support to people locked in poverty, and campaign for change to end the need for food banks in the UK. Roald Dahl's Marvellous Children's Charity, providing specialist nurses and support for seriously ill children. Happy Days, who help terminally ill, sick, disabled and abused children and young carers with respite breaks, holidays and day trips. Since partnering with the charities in 2022, the operator has added the Missing People helpline number to all printed and online bus tickets, set up food donation banks and depots, held fundraising activities and provided transport for children to travel to special events. With more planned in 2023, the decision was made by the committee to continue these partnerships for another financial year, providing both funding and in-kind support to raise awareness of the work they do. The operator has also supported over 60 smaller community causes, including a £25,000 donation to the Disasters Emergency Committee to support the appeal in Turkey and Syria following the devastating earthquakes. The 4 charities represent the key themes that Stagecoach is committed to supporting: promoting health and well-being, supporting young people, skills and employment, addressing loneliness and social isolation, and increasing accessibility and opportunity. Art Show is a great success. The 2023 exhibition and sale held on April the 15th and 16th saw a record attendance and sales. Since appointing E. Macaulay as club tutor, new members have joined and the standard of work produced reflects the success of this move. Several visitors to the event expressed an interest in joining Drimmen Art Club, where meetings are recommenced in September. Aileen Semple's artwork, Wet Leaf, was donated as a raffle prize and £320 was raised for CHAS. The Wendy Shooker Prize, awarded to the artist whose painting was voted Best in Show, was won this year by Avro Macmillan, with President of the German Art Club, Tom Gilchrist. Horticultural Society. Potential new members will always be made very welcome, or alternatively, you can find out more about the Society by calling Paul Malcolm on 0141 578 1520 or visiting our website www.kirkintillochhorty.org.uk. General District News. If you would like to highlight when your group meets or if there is any fundraising events in your area, please feel free to email the address to this email address: kirkyherald@gnscotland.co.uk.
Planning Notices. East Dunbartonshire Council Public Notices. The East Dunbartonshire Council, Linnahee Avenue, Ochil Road and Thrums Avenue, Bishopbriggs. No waiting and no loading restrictions and amendment. Order 2023. On the 24th of April 2023, the East Dunbartonshire Council made an order under the Road Traffic Regulations Act 1984, which comes into operation on Monday, 12th of June 2023. The proposed order was advertised in the Bishopbriggs Herald that was published on 16th of July 2021. The main effect of the order would be to introduce no waiting and no loading restrictions on Ochil Road and Thrums Avenue as detailed in the schedule below, and to amend an existing order to extend the present no waiting and no loading restrictions on Linnahee Avenue from the extended west curb line of Woodhill Road westwards for a distance of 37.5 metres. A copy of the order and plans detailing the lengths of road affected may be examined without payment of fees in the roads section of the East Dunbartonshire Council website. Any person wishing to question the validity of the order or any provision therein on grounds that the order is not within the powers conferred by the Road Traffic Regulations Act 1984, or on the grounds that any requirement of that Act or of any relevant regulation made thereunder has not been complied with in relation to the order, may, within 6 weeks from the 24th of April 2023, make application to the Court of Sessions for this purpose. Karen Donnelly, Chief Solicitor and Monitoring Officer, Executive Officer, East Dunbartonshire Council Headquarters, 12 Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ. Schedule: no waiting and no loading. 8 a.m. until 9:30 a.m. 2 p.m. until 4:30 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Ochil Road. From the extended north curb line of Thrums Avenue northward for the entire length of the road. This applies to both sides of the road. Thrums Avenue. From a point 15 metres west of the extended west curb line of Ochil Road eastwards to a point 15 metres east of the extended east curb line of Ochil Road. Again, this applies to both sides of the street. The East Dunbartonshire Council proposed statutory design of disabled persons parking places within East Dunbartonshire. East Dunbartonshire Council proposed to consider the introduction of a traffic regulation order designating parking places for the leaving of a vehicle displaying a disabled person's badge on the following roads. 1. Annan Drive, Stirling Avenue, Dryman Road and Burnside Road within Bearsden. 2. Martyrs Place, Glendale Drive and Buchanan Drive within Bishopbriggs. 3. Armour Court, Border Way, Kingsway, Hillhead Road, Kerr Street, Armour Drive, Alloway Quadrant, Drum Hill, Park Street, Burns Drive, Glen Corner Way, Alloway Grove, and The Loaning within Kirkintilloch. 4. Ben Cloich Crescent, Glowrat Avenue, Lennox Avenue, and Janefield Place within Lennoxtown. 5. Oak Drive within Lenzie. 6. Learnmont Place, Graham Drive, Craigash Road, Cobblerfield Gardens and Park Avenue within Mulgai. 8. Beech Tree Terrace, Mount Pleasant Crescent, Hillside Terrace, and Campsie Road, Milton of Campsie. 9. Mill Crescent and Campsie Road within Torrance. 10. Alexander Avenue, Davidson Crescent, Differ Avenue, Gartshore Crescent, Park Avenue, and McDonald Crescent within Dwecker. 11. Teague Road within Waterside. Full details of this proposal, which forms the East Dunbartonshire Council Designated Disabled Persons Parking Places and Amendments Order, are available for inspection without payment of fee in the roads section of the East Dunbartonshire Council website. Telephone inquiries to 0300 123 4510. Any person wishing to object to the proposal should send details of the grounds of objecting in writing to the Chief Solicitor and Monitoring Officer, 12 Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ, or by email to legalservices@eastdunbarton.gov.uk by Monday the 29th of May 2023. Karen Donnelly, Chief Solicitor and Monitoring Officer, 12 Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ. Civic Government (Scotland Act 1982). Application for grant of second-hand dealer licence. The undernoted has applied for the grant of a second-hand dealer licence in terms of the above Act. Name and address of applicant: Dario Zambonini, 40 Jerverston Street, Motherwell, ML1 4BL. Day-to-day manager: Amy McGugan, 13 Grimmers Croft Crescent, Airdrie, ML6 8PB. Premises: Cash Converter, 55 Cowgate, Kirkintilloch, Glasgow, G66 1HW. Trading days and hours of business: Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Goods: buying and selling second-hand goods, including electrical goods. Any objections or representations in terms of paragraph 3 brackets 1 of Schedule 1 of the Act should be logged with the undernoted no later than 28 days from the publication date of the newspaper in which this advertisement appears. Deputy Chief Executive, Education, People and Business, East Dunbartonshire Council, 12 Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ. The East Dunbartonshire Council, Cairnview Road, Milton of Campsie. Temporary closure, Order 2023. On the 2nd of May 2023, the East Dunbartonshire Council made the above-named order under Section 14 brackets 1 of the Road Traffic Regulation Act 1984 as amended, which makes it unlawful for any person to drive or cause or permit to be driven any motor vehicle, with the exception of emergency service vehicles, vehicles engaged in the works, and those vehicles requiring access to properties adjacent to the closed section of road when it is safe and practical to do so, on Cairnview Road, Milton of Campsie, between its junctions with James Boyle Square and Hillside Terrace by reasons of works being executed on or near this road. This order will operate from 8 a.m. on Monday the 15th of May 2023 until 6 p.m. on Sunday the 28th of May 2023. Alternative route. Alternative routes will be way of Cairnview Road, Montgomery Terrace and Harkness Avenue, and these routes will be signposted. SGD Karen Donnelly, Chief Solicitor and Monitoring Officer, Legal Services, East Dunbartonshire Council Headquarters, 12 Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ.
Road test. Suzuki Swace. That's Suzuki SWACE. Safety first in Suzuki's stylish self-charger. Julie Marshall drives the new and improved sporty Swace. After 3 years, Suzuki has upgraded and refreshed its popular self-charging sporty hybrid, the mid-side Swace Estate. It is one of the two models that come out of a collaboration between Suzuki and Toyota, the other being the Across SUV. From outside, very little has changed with this mid-life Swace. The bumper and the lights get a bit of a makeover, but that's about it. The most significant changes are in the engine and, in particular, the hybrid system. The Swace is powered by a 1.8 litre 4-cylinder petrol engine with an output of 96 bhp. The electric motor output has increased from 53 kilowatts to 70 kilowatts, resulting in a 15% increase in the combined power output from 121 bhp to 138 bhp. Acceleration time is increased from 11.1 to 9.4 seconds, which doesn't sound a lot, but it does make a noticeable difference. The model names have changed. Gone are SZT and SZ5 to replace by Motion and Ultra. Prices are around £1,500 up from the old model. Motion is £28,999 and Ultra is £30,799. Our test route at the launch was along some lovely twisty roads in the Derbyshire Dales, and the Swace performed well enough. At a steady pace it is quiet, but put it under harsh acceleration and it gets a bit noisy with an intrusive whine from the CVT gearbox, which was an annoying feature of the old model as well. Switch the sport mode though and it performs much better. The ride is comfortable but firm and copes with lumps, bumps and humps in the road well. It takes a bit of fiddling around to get a comfortable position at the wheel, but there's plenty of adjustment you get a good view of the road. Working out your overall fuel consumption is not straightforward. It all depends on how much of electric power you're relying on. Official figures are 62.7 mpg and CO2 emissions of roughly 102 grams per kilometre, broadly similar to the old model. The Swace is a good looker and sits low on the ground and has a wide stance. Internal space is adequate, but the rear legroom is not as good as some others in the class. The boot capacity is 596 litres and has a clever reversible floor with rubber on one side to keep muddy dogs and boots off the upholstery. The rear seats fold by way of a lever, and the resulting space is long enough to take a bike without removing the front wheel, always a bonus. Internal fixtures and fittings are soft touch and of decent quality, and the whole package is smart and functional. Both trim levels get enhanced technology, particularly with regard to proactive safety aids. The collision warning system has been updated to include motorcycle detection, and safe exit assist has been added to warn if a door is about to be opened in the path of a cyclist or an oncoming vehicle. These are in addition to those already fitted, including cross-traffic alert, automatic high beam, dynamic cruise control and blind spot monitor. The car in fact, Suzuki Swace, price £28,999, £30,799 as tested. Engine 1.8 litre petrol and 70 kilowatt motor. Power 138 bhp. Torque 105 pounds per foot. Transmission CVT. Top speed 112 miles per hour. 0 to 62 miles per hour 9.4 seconds. Economy 62.7 mpg. CO2 emissions 102 per kilometre.
A difficult week. An article by Brian Yule and read by me, Corey. It was a poor week for Glasgow City as their lead at the top of the SWPL1 cut to just 2 points and were then knocked out of the Scottish Cup. City hosted Rangers last midweek in the league as they tried to bounce back from their first defeat of the season to Celtic on the Sunday. However, it would be the away side who left Petershill with all 3 points in a 2-1 victory. Rangers took the lead after 23 minutes after Rachel McLaughlin made space on the right and fired the ball past Lee Gibson. B. Pradis hit the bar direct from a corner from the home side. Before Jenna Clark, though she had rescued a point 3 minutes from time, as she headed in the Paredes free kick. But 4 minutes into injury time, Rangers grabbed a winner as Christy Howitt broke clear to round Gibson. It was then on to Hampden on Sunday for another meeting with Celtic in the Cup semi-final. It would be the Parkhead side who made it through to the finals as Natasha Flint scored the only goal after 20 minutes, as she received a long ball from Caitlin Hayes to fire past Gibson. A foul on Clark at the edge of the box gave Lauren Davidson a chance from a free kick, but the effort was blocked. Celtic had the ball in the net for a second time, but Amy Gallagher was ruled offside, while at the other end, Pamela Tajanar produced a good save to deny Davidson. The second half was very much one-way traffic, as City pushed for an equaliser, but they couldn't make the breakthrough. 3 minutes into stoppage time, Natalie Ross was shown a second yellow for a foul on Clark, presenting Davidson with one last chance from the edge of the box, but Tajonar tipped it wide. Head coach Leanne Ross told the club's media team, "I've got players in that dressing room who will get the response from themselves and their teammates. It is about them going away and reflecting, looking at the mistakes we've made and righting some wrongs. I now want a huge response. We have 6 cup finals we need to win. As simple as that." City are the away team on Sunday as they face Partick Thistle at Petershill. That article was written by Brian Yule and read by me, Corey. Rob Roy edged closer to Premier Survival. An article by Brian Yule and read by me, Corey. Kirkintilloch Rob Roy made it 3 wins in a row on Saturday, as they took one step closer to survival in the WOS Premier Division. Rob Roy won 2-1 at home to second top Darvel, taking the lead when Robbie Young found the top corner with a spectacular volley. They doubled their advantage as Finlay Anderson was left in acres of space to head home at a corner. Ian McShane pulled one back for the visitors with a fine strike from the edge of the box, but Rob Roy held on for the 3 points. Rob Roy were at home to Clydebank last night, Tuesday, and then travelled to Arthuley on Saturday. Petershill losing 2-0 at home to Glenafton Athletic on Saturday and can now... Petershill losing 2-0 at home to Glenafton Athletic on Saturday and can now only finish on 28 points if they win this Saturday when they host Kilwinning Rangers. Arthuley sit 2 points above them, so Petershill have to hope that they win, and the Barrhead side don't pick up any points from the remaining games, while Kilwinning and Cambuslang made little use of their games in hand. Rossville are also running out of games to survive in the First Division, as they are 10 points from safety with 5 games left, after a 2-1 defeat away to Thornywood United on Saturday. A double from United captain Fraser Stobie put the home side 2 up, with Connor Hamilton pulling one back late on with a cleaver turn and shot. Rossville were at home to Whitlet's Victoria last night, Tuesday, and then have a free weekend. Ashfield maintain their promotion push in the second division with a 3-1 win away to Yoker Athletic. Goals from Johnny Black and David Ledbetter had the away side 2 up before Yoker pulled one back, but Black found the net again. However, Glasgow Perthshire's promotion ambitions were dealt another blow as, despite goals from William McGowan and Brogan Daly, they went down 5-2 at home to Craig Mark Burtonians. Ashfield are at Greenock Juniors on Saturday, while Shire have a free weekend. Rossville women had to settle for third in the championship as they ended the season with a 4-1 win away to Dryborough Athletic last midweek, followed by a 3-1 win at home to Inverness CT on Saturday. West Park United returned to action in the SWF West on Sunday as they are away to Clydebank Ladies. That article was written by Brian Yule and read by me, Corey. New book on Tigers' early years. A new book detailing the first 40 years of the history of Glasgow Tigers has been published. Tigers at White City Glasgow Speedway 1928 to 1968 by Jim Henry covers the Glasgow Tigers and, briefly, Lions time at the stadium, as well as a detailed account of each season, profiles of the post-war riders and statistical records. White City Stadium was one of British Speedway's key venues, from when the sport started in 1928 until 1968, when the Glasgow Tigers moved as it faced potential demolition. The book recalls some of the legends who rode for the Tigers before and after World War II, including Billy Galloway, Will Lothar, Junior Bainbridge, Tommy Miller, and Ken McKinley, plus more recent stars from the period, Jim McMillan and Charlie Monk. Well illustrated and featuring over 70 photos, the book includes forewords by Jim McMillan and Bert Harkins, who was a childhood Tigers fan. WRCED take part in month-long spring clean event. Walk, Run, Cycle East Dunbartonshire, WRCED, held a series of litter picks throughout Kirkintilloch in partnership with Keep Scotland Beautiful. Spring Clean Month was held from March 17th until April 17th, with the vision for a clean, green, sustainable Scotland to help combat climate change. Group members, young and old, were joined by local Scouts, Cubs and Beavers troop from the 45th Glasgow 2nd Kirkintilloch, as well as Happy Days Nursery. Meetups were held at Strathkelvin Railway, 4th and Clyde Canal and Woodhead Park, as the group encouraged members to fill bags while out on their local walks throughout the month. WRCED founder Lorna Thompson said, "It shouldn't just be a focus a few times a year. Litter does not need to be a problem. Everyone should do their part." Troop leader Anne-Marie Dunbar said, "The Beavers really couldn't understand what made people litter in the first place. Why on earth they would do something like that. That made me feel like we were doing something really worthwhile, giving them that experience to remember." WRCED member Morel Bone added, "Although we made a difference in these areas, there is still a lot of work to be done." A group of members helped drive this initiative, and Lorna and Leslie Ann Lindsay want to say a massive thank you to them all. There are plans to hold a regular litter picking event, and anyone wishing to participate can check out the Facebook page Walk, Run, Cycle in and around East Dunbartonshire, or email wrced2020@gmail.com.
That concludes this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast. Please remember to subscribe to our channels at Tune Review and to tell your friends about our service.